Hello, and welcome back to Speak English Fluently.
Hi everyone! We are so happy you're here with us today. This channel helps you practice real English every day.
Please click that subscribe button and like this video. Hey Anna, how is your day going so far?
Honestly, Adam, I've been feeling really scattered today.
Oh, really? I actually know that exact feeling well.
It is like my brain just refuses to work.
Yeah, getting deep focus feels impossible sometimes, right?
Exactly. So let's talk about fixing our broken focus.
So, describe this scattered feeling you were having.
Well, I sit down to start my work.
And then what happens right after you sit?
I just stare blankly at my computer screen.
It feels like a thick fog in there?
Yes, exactly. Like my brain is totally offline.
Do you pick up your phone immediately then?
Oh yeah, that is always the first mistake.
We all fall into that trap so easily.
I just want to check one quick message.
But one message turns into 20 minutes, right?
20 minutes, more like 1 hour of scrolling.
Wow, that endless doom scrolling is really dangerous.
It completely drains all my energy for work.
You feel tired, but you did nothing, right?
Exactly. I feel exhausted without actually achieving anything.
That is the worst kind of tired, honestly.
Why is it so hard to just start?
Because our brains crave that easy dopamine hit.
So we're fighting our own biology?
In a way, yes, we're definitely fighting.
It feels like walking through deep, heavy mud.
That is a really perfect way to describe it.
So have you felt this brain fog recently?
Oh, absolutely. Just last Tuesday was a nightmare.
Really? What happened to you on that day?
I had a big report due by noon.
Let me guess, you started cleaning your house?
Yes, I even washed all the dishes.
We do anything to avoid the real work.
It's called productive procrastination, which is funny.
But it doesn't help the anxiety, does it?
Not at all. The stress just gets heavier.
And the day just slips away so fast.
Then we feel guilty at the very end.
That guilt is actually the heaviest part, truly.
We promise to do better tomorrow, of course.
But then tomorrow comes and it's the same.
It's a really vicious cycle to break.
I think modern life is just too loud.
Too much noise and too many bright screens.
We never give our poor brains a break.
So how do we clear this thick fog?
I realized something important about my phone use.
What did you notice about your phone habits?
I pick it up whenever I feel bored.
Boredom used to be a good thing, remember?
Yeah, now we're afraid of being bored.
We fill every quiet moment with digital noise.
And that noise kills our ability to focus.
So the fog is actually just information overload.
Precisely. We're drowning in too much data.
We need to stop consuming and start creating.
That shift is so hard to make, though.
It requires a serious change in our mindset.
I'm ready to stop feeling this way.
Me too. I want my clear brain back.
We need to understand why this happens first.
Is it just laziness or something much deeper?
I don't think we're lazy people.
I agree. I think we're just overwhelmed.
Let's dig into the root cause of this.
We must figure out what steals our drive.
Yeah, let's explore the reason behind the lack.
So, why do you think motivation just dies?
I think we wait for it too much.
Like expecting a lightning bolt to hit us?
Exactly. We treat motivation like some magic spell.
But feelings change almost every single hour, right?
Yeah, relying on feelings is a bad plan.
I used to watch those motivational videos online.
Oh, the ones with the intense dramatic music?
Yes, I would feel so pumped up watching.
But did you actually do any real work?
No, I usually just watched 3 more videos.
See, that is what I call passive motivation.
It tricks your brain into feeling productive, right?
You get the dopamine without doing the effort.
That is actually a really scary trap, truly.
It explains why we feel stuck so often.
Also, look at our environment right now, Anna.
You mean all the constant pings and buzzes?
Our phones are basically slot machines in pockets.
We are addicted to checking for new notifications.
Every buzz pulls us out of the moment.
It takes so long to refocus after interruptions.
I read it takes 20 minutes to refocus.
Wow, so one text ruins 20 whole minutes?
Pretty much, so we never get deep work.
We're just skimming the surface all day.
That is why we feel busy but empty.
It's not a lack of willpower, really.
It's an excess of distractions everywhere today.
My desk is usually a mess of clutter.
Does a messy desk mess with your head?
Oh yeah, visual clutter equals mental clutter, definitely.
I can't work if there are papers everywhere.
It gives your eyes too many things to see.
So we're overstimulated by sight and sound.
And we wonder why we cannot sit still.
The modern world is designed to distract us.
We have to fight to keep our attention.
It feels like swimming upstream against the current.
So, waiting for motivation is a losing game.
We have to build a better system instead.
A system that blocks out all that noise.
Exactly. We need to protect our brain space.
I realized I need silence to think clearly.
Silence is so rare these days, isn't it?
It makes people uncomfortable to just sit quietly.
Because that's when the hard thoughts come.
But that's also when real work happens.
So, step 1 is identifying the noise source.
For me, it's definitely the social media.
For me, it's email notifications popping up.
Those little red badges are stressing us out.
They demand our attention right now, this second.
We have to learn to ignore them completely.
Or just turn them off entirely, you know?
That sounds scary, but also very freeing, honestly.
We need to stop reacting and start acting.
That's a really powerful shift in perspective.
Deep focus requires us to cut the cord.
So, what is this deep focus thing exactly?
It's the opposite of how we live.
It sounds like something I really need now.
It changed how I work and feel, truly.
Tell me how you actually make it happen.
So, deep focus is about doing one thing.
Just one thing at a time? Sounds simple.
It sounds simple, but it is actually hard.
Because we always want to do everything at once.
Exactly. Multitasking is actually a myth, you know.
I always feel like I am multitasking well.
You're just switching tasks really fast, actually.
And that is what makes me so tired?
Yes, deep focus stops that constant rapid switching.
So, how do you start a deep session?
I create what I call a focus bunker.
A bunker? That sounds intense and very serious.
It just means I block out the world.
So, you lock the door and hide away?
Basically, yes. No people, no phone, no noise.
The phone part is the hardest for me.
You have to put it in another room.
Another room? What if there's an emergency?
Anna, most things can wait for 90 minutes.
I guess the world will not end, right?
Precisely. You gain freedom by disconnecting for a bit.
So you sit down and then what happens?
The first 10 minutes are actually really painful.
Painful? I thought it was supposed to feel good.
Your brain screams for stimulation in the beginning.
Like a withdrawal symptom from all the technology?
Exactly. You feel bored and you want to quit.
So that is when I usually stop working.
You have to push past that initial wall.
How long does that uncomfortable feeling usually last?
Usually about 15 minutes, maybe a bit less.
Just 15 minutes? I can handle 15 minutes.
After that, the noise in your head settles.
And you can finally hear your own thoughts?
Yes, and the work suddenly becomes much easier.
Do you listen to music or sit in silence?
Absolute silence is too scary for me personally.
Yeah, silence can be a bit too loud.
I use those rain sounds or lo-fi beats.
Oh, that helps block out the background noise.
It signals my brain that it's work time.
Like a trigger to switch into focus mode.
Exactly. It becomes a ritual you do daily.
I need a ritual like that in my life.
It stops you from relying on willpower alone.
Willpower runs out, but rituals stick with you.
So imagine 90 minutes of just pure work.
That sounds like a dream compared to now.
You get more done than in a whole day.
I want to try this bunker idea today.
You'll be surprised how much you finish.
It's about training the brain again, right?
Yes, deep focus is a muscle we build.
Mine is very weak right now, to be honest.
It gets stronger every time you resist the phone.
I love the idea of just one task.
It takes the pressure off your shoulders immediately.
No more juggling 10 different balls at once.
Just one ball handled with care and attention.
But how does it feel when you're in?
That's the best part, the flow state.
I've heard about flow, but never felt it.
It changes your relationship with work completely, Anna.
Tell me what that actually feels like then.
It feels like the world just fades away.
So you forget where you actually are?
Yes, and time starts moving really differently.
Does it slow down or speed up?
You look up and 3 hours have passed.
Wow. Usually 3 hours feels like a lifetime.
In flow, it feels like just 20 minutes.
That sounds like some kind of time travel.
It is, because you are totally absorbed.
So work doesn't feel like work anymore.
Exactly. The friction and resistance completely disappear.
No more fighting with your own brain then?
You just do the next logical step naturally.
It is like surfing a wave effortlessly.
Yes, you're riding the momentum of action.
That must feel incredibly satisfying and peaceful.
It's the opposite of that scattered feeling.
I'm usually anxious when I'm working
In flow, there's zero space for anxiety.
because your mind is fully occupied with tasks.
Correct. You're using all your brain power.
It sounds like a form of deep meditation.
Many people actually call it active meditation.
I need that calm focus in my life.
And the best part is how you finish.
You mean how you feel after stopping?
Usually, work leaves us feeling drained and dead.
I always feel like a zombie by 5 p.m.
After flow, you actually feel energized and happy.
Energized after working? That sounds impossible to me.
It's because you accomplished something real today.
That sense of achievement is a real drug.
It's better than any scroll on social media.
Is this state reserved for geniuses only?
No, anyone can reach it with practice.
Even someone with a goldfish attention span?
Especially you once you remove the distractions.
I guess the distractions are the real enemy.
Flow is actually our natural state of being.
We just blocked it with all this junk.
We buried it under notifications and noise.
I want to dig it out right now.
But here's the tricky part about flow.
Of course, there's always a catch.
You can't just wait for it to happen.
You mean I can't just wish for flow?
It doesn't come when you're lazy.
So it requires some initial push to start?
You have to force the first few steps.
And that brings us back to discipline again.
Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you.
Actually, I think motivation is a total lie.
Oh, that's a very bold statement, Anna.
I mean it. Motivation never shows up.
It's fleeting and unreliable. I agree completely.
We sit around waiting to feel like working.
And we never actually feel like working, right?
Exactly. So we end up doing absolutely nothing.
So let's talk about why discipline beats motivation.
Yes, let's destroy the myth of motivation.
We need to learn how to force it.
Tell me how to work when I don't want to.
The secret is acting before you feel ready.
Act before I feel ready? That sounds hard.
It is hard, but your feelings are liars.
My feelings definitely lie to me about being tired.
Exactly. Your brain tries to save energy constantly.
So I have to ignore my own brain?
You have to listen to your goals instead.
Discipline is doing what needs to be done.
Even when you really hate doing it, yes.
It is like going to the gym, right?
Perfect example. No one wants to go there.
I dread putting on my running shoes daily.
But how do you feel after the workout?
I always feel amazing and proud of myself.
Work is the same. The dread is fake.
The anticipation is worse than the actual task.
We suffer more in imagination than in reality.
That is a really deep truth right there.
I use a trick called eat the frog.
Eat the frog? That sounds absolutely disgusting, Adam.
It just means doing the hardest task first.
Oh, tackling the biggest monster in the morning?
Yes, before your brain has time to argue.
But I usually start with checking my emails.
That is procrastination disguised as work, you know?
I am clearing the small stuff first, though.
But then you have no energy for the frog.
And the big task hangs over me all day.
Exactly. It drains your battery just sitting there.
So I should just swallow the frog immediately?
First thing in the morning, get it done.
The rest of the day must feel easy.
It feels easy because the pressure is gone.
I need to stop negotiating with myself then.
Treat it like a non-negotiable appointment, Anna.
Like a meeting with my boss I can't miss.
You show up for others, why not yourself?
Wow, that actually hits really hard at home.
We break promises to ourselves way too often.
Discipline is basically self-respect in action, isn't it?
That is the best definition I've heard.
But what if I just cannot get started?
Tell yourself you'll work for 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes? That seems too short, really.
It's a trick to lower the bar.
My brain is not scared of 5 minutes.
Once you start, you usually keep on going.
The momentum kicks in after a few minutes.
Action creates motivation, not the other way around.
We have the equation backwards in our heads.
Move your body and your mind follows it.
So just open the laptop and type one word.
One word becomes a sentence, then a paragraph.
Small steps are less scary than big leaps.
Forget the mountain, just look at the stone.
I can handle moving one stone at a time.
That's how you build a massive castle.
I feel ready to tackle my frog now.
The frog is waiting for you right now.
No more waiting for the perfect mood then.
The perfect mood is a myth. Just start.
I'm gonna put my phone away.
Let's make a pact to focus now.
A challenge for us and for everyone listening.
So think about the real cost of distraction.
You mean what we lose by just scrolling?
Yes, every wasted hour is gone forever, Hannah.
That is a scary thought to hold on to.
We act like we have unlimited time available,
I always think I can do it later.
but later usually turns into never very quickly.
I have so many unfinished projects haunting me.
Imagine if you actually finished them last year.
I would be in a totally different place.
That is the tragedy of lost focus, really.
It steals our potential, not just our time.
Exactly. Distraction is the thief of our dreams.
I don't want to wake up with regret.
Then you must guard your time like gold.
I need to learn to say no more.
Saying no is a superpower for focus.
But I feel guilty when I ignore people.
If you don't prioritize your life, someone else will.
I let other people dictate my schedule often.
You have to become selfish with your focus.
Selfish in a good way, for my goals.
Yes, you are building your own future life.
My future self will thank me for this.
Or your future self will hate your laziness.
Okay, I definitely choose the gratitude option. Thanks.
Think about the feeling of a productive day.
When I hit the pillow feeling really tired,
The good tired, knowing you gave your best.
that is the best sleep in the world.
Compare that to a day of doing nothing.
I toss and turn with so much anxiety.
Your brain knows when you have cheated yourself.
We can't lie to ourselves in the dark.
So focus is actually a form of self-care.
I never thought of work as self-care before.
It protects your peace of mind in the end.
It stops the cycle of guilt and stress.
Precisely. We need to fall in love with boredom.
Boredom again? I thought we fixed that part.
Deep work can be boring in the middle.
The middle part is always the hardest slog.
Amateurs stop when it gets boring or hard.
But pros keep going regardless of the feelings.
Be a pro in your own life, Anna.
That is a mindset shift I really need.
Stop playing the victim to your own phone.
I'm taking my power back starting today.
It's a daily battle, not a one-time win.
So I have to choose focus every morning?
Every single time you sit down to work.
That sounds exhausting, but also very worth it.
It gets easier as you build the habit.
I want to be the person who finishes.
You can be that person starting right now.
No more half-finished projects on my dusty shelf.
Just completed goals and a clear, calm mind.
I'm ready to close the distraction door.
And open the door to real, deep progress.
Let's stop talking and actually do some work.
Not yet. We have one last thing today.
What else is left? I'm ready to go.
We need to give the listeners a challenge.
Oh, right. We can't let them off easy.
So here is the challenge for you all.
Put your phone away for just 20 minutes.
Pick one single task and do it now.
Prove to yourself that you can focus today.
If this conversation helped you, please hit like.
It helps us reach more people like you.
And make sure to subscribe to the channel.
We have more deep talks coming up soon.
Also, leave us a comment down below, please.
Tell us, what is your biggest daily distraction?
Is it social media or maybe video games?
We really love reading your stories and struggles.
Okay, time to stop listening and start working.
Good luck with your focus session right now.
We will see you in the next one.
Bye for now. Go crush it today, everyone.